Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is September 1st, 2025, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, gold exploding to the upside, passing its resistance level. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. And in fact, today in the United States, the U.S. markets will be closed in observance to Labor Day. Now, breaking down the market, starting off with the Forex symbols, the major pairs really unchanged day to day. And looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, both retracing, but still on their highs. Now, looking at commodity, yes, gold exploded, but natural gas really pinned itself up to a nice upwards trend. Now, looking at the stocks, despite the fact that the market sold off, Bank of America remains very strong and on its highs, yearly highs. And lastly, look at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin retracing. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're just going to start with the GBP USD. Yes, it had a little bit of a day last week where it kind of pushed above its resistance-ish level, but really trading at 135.20-ish level on its resistance-ish level and not changing much from there. Now looking at the Japanese yen, also you could see that we've been in a very tight range, almost untradeable. Okay, but it can never let us down with the Turkish lira. Another week and another low. Okay, 41 to the Turkish lira versus the US dollar. Now looking at gold, all right, so we're going to start out with a daily chart. You can see this nice push above 34.34. The reason it hasn't made all-time record highs at 3,500, but it closed above it. And that's super important because that closing, that candle, okay, that signifies that it closed above it, represents a really strong day, okay? And this is what is indicative of a strong market. So keep this in mind as we pushed to new record highs here on gold. We may even see ourselves testing that 34.95, and we're only about 15 points away from it. So that could still be followed through. Now looking at natural gas, a really nice upwards momentum here as it's made back some of its real estate that it lost from 268 up to 295. If you look at a daily chart, it's a little bit clearer there. We're breaking above the 30-day moving average. That's super important. And so keep that in mind as well, as this has really tested itself. Okay, and keep an eye on it. Okay, because if that 8-day moving average crosses over the 30-day moving average, and we're going into the September season, which is the beginning of autumn, the beginning of the end of summer and hurricane season, this will be affected by it. Okay, so this is really exciting to trade this during this time. Now looking at crude oil, not doing much here as it's really just trading in this range, relatively a tight range. Okay, I mean, it's in the $64 range. Okay, now looking at the US markets, let's break it down. The Dow Jones just retracing a little bit, not a big deal, but it's on its dead highs. And if we look at the NASDAQ, also retracing off of its highs. Now, looking at the individual stocks, look how strong Bank of America is at $50.75, not retracing, holding itself up. Okay, and this is super important to keep an eye on this. And looking at the other major competition, and when it comes to this, Tesla had a decent week last week and then petered out. Okay, as you can see here, it sold off towards the end of the week. Okay, that was part of the sell-off. Amazon also sold off. So the sell-off happened almost across the board, except for the bank stocks that held itself up. Okay, if we look at Meta, also just slightly lower. So it was like it sold off and then sold off more. Now, this is the thing. September is a really important month because it really sets up the tone for October. And these 2 months are super, super important. Traditionally, we sell off. However, you want to just keep an open mind about it because then we go into Thanksgiving, into the end New Year. Okay, so these next 4 months are really super, super important. Keep that in mind. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.
My advice, this is the best time to trade.